Love is composed of a single soul, inhabiting two bodies. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Happiness depends upon ourselves. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. A friend to all is a friend to none. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. Good habits formed at youth make all the differences. Personal beauty is a greater recommendation than any letter of reference. Democracy is when the indigent and not the men of property are the rulers. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. It is best to rise from life as from a banquet, neither thirsty nor drunken. The end of labor is to gain leisure. It is just that we should be grateful, not only to those with whose views we may agree, but also to those who have expressed more superficial views. For these also contributed something by developing before us the powers of thought. Education is an ornament in prosperity and a refuge in adversity. Suffering becomes beautiful when anyone bears great calamities with cheerfulness, not through insensibility but through greatness of mind. The educated differ from uneducated as much as the living from the dead. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. The great city is not to be confounded with a populous one. The one exclusive sign of true knowledge is the power of teaching. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. There is no great genius without some touch of madness. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. He who is unable to live in society or who has no need because he is sufficient for himself must be either a beast or a god. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. You will never do anything in this world without courage. It is the greatest quality of the mind next to honor. We make war that we may live in peace. The law is reason free from passion. Courage is the first human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. What it lies in our power to do, it lies in our power not to do. The soul never thinks without a picture. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. Jealousy is both reasonable and belongs to reasonable man, while envy is base and belongs to the base. For the one makes himself get good things by jealousy, while the other does not allow his neighbor to have them through envy. Education is the best provision for old age. Change in all things is sweet. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsions, habit, reason, passion, desire. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. In a democracy, the poor will have more power than the rich because there are more of them and the will of the majority is supreme. The runaway from trouble is a form of cowardice, and while it is true that the suicide braves death, he does it not for some noble object but to escape from ill. My best friend is the man who, in wishing me well, wishes it for my sake. The whole is more than the sum of its parts. No excellent soul is exempt from a mixture of madness. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods.